Hi students, welcome to our science class. Our chapter name is Essentials for Life, Air and Water. Basically in this chapter we are discussing about the importance of air and water in our life. So first we discussed about atmosphere and its layers. After that we discussed about the importance of atmosphere. Then we discussed about composition of air. Composition of air. Composition of air. That means what is all together this air? Do this air is a single thing? No. We studied that within this air. We generally calling some sort of thing is what? Air. Actually within that term, within that air it contains different types of gases. And also water vapor is there, dust is there, so some sort of things that we discussed within this region and we studied. Which are the things included in air? We know there include nitrogen, then oxygen, other type of gases, water vapor, dust particles, etc. So, which of the thing is more within this air? We know the nitrogen is present more and we studied about the nitrogen. And then we discussed about oxygen. That means this is the thing that is very essential for our life, that is the oxygen. And then we discussed about the carbon dioxide, CO2, carbon dioxide, that is actually very small ratio and that includes in the other type of gases, and another type of gases are also there that we can discuss later. So we discussed about nitrogen, oxygen and carbon dioxide. Now some of the things are left. We didn't discuss in detail about water vapors, dust particles and other gases like argon, neon, ozone, like the things. Now we are going to continue this topic, composition of air. So today's first topic is this water vapor. So what is this water vapor? Water vapor. Water vapor means the air state of water. That is, we already studied there are different states of matter. That means solid is there, liquid is there, and also gas is there. There are three states of matter we already studied: solid, liquid and gas. When the water is there in solid state, we call it as ice. And when this water is there in liquid state, I can call it as water itself. And when this water is in gaseous state, I can call it as either steam or water vapor. Water vapor. That means this water vapor is actually what? It is in gaseous state. That is, the water is in gaseous state is what? Water vapor. Simply we can say it like that. Now, actually this steam and the water vapors are two different concepts and now we are just broadly thinking like that. And how this water is converting to vapor, how this water vapor is present on our air, where it is coming from. That is one question, where these water vapors are coming to our atmosphere or our air. So the thing is very simple. We know this is ocean, river, lake or something like that, water bodies. And so we know something is our sun. So what happens at the daytime? the sun will heat the water with the temperature of sun. So, this sun is continuously giving heat on our water. Maybe it's ocean water, river water or lake water. And so the thing is this heat will hit on this, and what happens to the water? Then this water will get evaporated. This water will get evaporated. And that water is getting spread. This water will get spread to our atmosphere within our air, or some of the water vapors will go to the sky and that will make into clouds and will come as rain. So, not all the water vapors will reach to the sky. Some will stay at our atmosphere itself. So, we can say these water vapors are formed by like this. That means the heat from the sun hit on our water bodies, and that water is getting evaporated and they are getting spread within our atmosphere, and that's how we can say the water vapors are formed. And I can call it's a particular name that I already said that within our atmosphere they contain water vapor. For that I can call a particular name, that is humidity. Humidity. Humidity is something related to the air, water and all. So the thing is this, humidity is the amount of water vapor. Humidity is the amount of water vapor present in air. So, humidity. Actually, I already said that the water vapors evaporated from the water bodies, and some will go to the sky and some will stay at the atmosphere. So, here we are talking about the water vapors that stay within our atmosphere. So, we can say, or we can measure the quantity of water using a particular term, and that is what? Humidity. Here you only want to study this definition of humidity. So, the definition of humidity is this: the amount of water vapors present in air. We are not telling that only the water, the amount of water present in air, not like that. We want to tell it as water vapor. Then only your answer will be complete. So, the amount of water vapor present in our air is called what? Humidity. So, within this case, two things will happen. One, high amount of water vapor. High amount of water vapor and low amount of water vapor. So, two things will happen. High amount of water vapors will there in the atmosphere, and low amount of water vapor will be there at the atmosphere or air. So, I can call this high amount of water vapors for the humidity one name, that is humid region. That is, when a particular region is very rich in water vapors within the air, then I can call that region as humid. But when the region is very less with the water vapors in the air, I can call it as dry region. Dry. Nothing is there. When the water vapors are high within the region, within the air, I can call it as humid region. And when the region is very low amount of water vapors in the air, I can call it as dry region. And one more thing is there. Within this humid region, when we are getting sweat, that will feel difficult to get evaporated. That means within our atmosphere already we have water vapors. So at that time we will feel discomfort when the sweat will come on the body, because it will feel difficult to evaporate that sweat within the atmosphere. The reason is this: our atmosphere will contain high amount of water vapor for this humid region. So read it. That's there in your textbook and all. So that's about this. And we said that this is the water vapor content. And this water vapor content have its own importance with our weather. With our weather, this water vapor content or the water vapor, that's the humidity, have its own importance for determining the weather. That means for the summer season, for the winter season, for the rainy season, the rate of humidity or the rate of water vapor content is different. Just understand that. That's all. So this is all about our water vapors present in our air. Now the next is about the other gases. Other gases. Actually, the carbon dioxide we already discussed, and that's present in this other gases. That means it is very less amount present in our air. And the other gases are ozone is there, helium is there, neon and argon. These are some of the other gases. And here this neon and argon, actually you are familiar with this. That within the some shops and all, for the board you can see the color bulbs are there. That means the some sort of names. For the shop and all, you can see the boards which is having different colors. Actually, within that names and within that tubes, we are just filling neon and argon gases. Neon and argon gases we are filling with bulb and tube light. For what? To get different colors of tubes. So that's just mentioned in your textbook, and that's why I just taught. And here you only want to study this, which are the other gases present in our atmosphere. Ozone, helium, neon and argon. We are using this neon and argon in some sort of electric bulbs and tube lights. Actually, the reason is this. When we are using this in the tube lights and bulb, we will get different types of colors of bulb. That's all. So, these all are about the composition of air. Now, we are moving to the next topic, that is the importance of air. Importance of air. What's the importance of air? Why this air? The thing is this, when there is no air, what will happen? One thing, we need air for breathing. If there is no air, we will suffer and we will die. And so we can say the first, this importance means actually what is the use, what is the need, that is the thing. So the first point is this, air is needed for breathing. Air is needed for breathing. It is very important that this air is needed for breathing. We know within the air itself we need what? Oxygen. So for the respiration, both animals and plants are utilizing what? Oxygen. But for the plants, they are using the carbon dioxide for what? Photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the preparation of food for the plants. So don't get confused with that. For respiration, plants and animals are utilizing oxygen. So this oxygen is very important, and we are talking about the importance of air, and we get this oxygen from the air. So we can say the air is needed for breathing. That is very important. If there is no air, it's not possible to breathe and we will die. So that is the first thing. And we are taking in the air and we are giving out. So within the air, we know all these gases are there, and we just take in the oxygen and give out the other gases. Nitrogen, then the ozone, like all other gases, carbon dioxide, everything we are giving out. So, what is the name of the gas or air we are taking in, and what's the name of the air that we are giving out? It is having a particular name. So, the air that we are breathing in, breathe in is nothing but inhaled air. Inhaled air, that is the air which is taking in. Inhaled air. Inhaled air. And the air or the breath we are giving out. Breathe out. That is what? This is inhale. That is exhale. Exhale air. That is also mentioned in your textbook. So we can say we are taking in the air. That air is called what? Inhaled air. Taking in air. And we know we are giving out air. That is what? Exhale air. Exhale air. So this is all about this. And one thing is that you are just put your hand near the nose and give out the air. What do you feel? Do our exhaled air is cool or is it cold? No, you can feel the temperature, that is little hot. So we can say the exhaled air is hot and also it is having water vapors. That is, for example, you just take one glass and put it near your mouth and just blow air to that. So after some time you can see that within the glass, what will happen? You can see the water vapors are there. Where that water vapors came? It actually came from our body. So this inhaled air is not hot. It is cold, normal temperature. And when it is going to our body, what will happen? Then it is getting hot with our temperature, with our body and all. And also it contains water vapors. So the exhaled air contains its high temperature, not too much temperature, normal, but greater than this inhaled temperature. And also it contains water vapors. That's all. So this is all about this important one. That is, the first importance is this air is needed for breathing. Very simple. And the next, the second one is this. We said that for burning, air is needed. Basically, there also the oxygen is the important factor. So, the second point is this. Air is needed for burning. First we said that air is needed for breathing. Next one is air is needed for burning. We already mentioned about the activity that using the candle in the last class. We are just taking two candles. Take one inverted glass and putting on this. What happens? First it will burn and after some time it will pinch off. And why? The reason is this. Within this glass the oxygen is completely burned out and now no oxygen is there left, and so what happens? The fire will pinch off. And so the thing is this, we can say air is needed for burning. That is very important. If there is no oxygen, nothing will burn. So we can say for burning paper or for burning candle, for burning wood, for burning kerosene, for burning cooking gas, etc. It need what? Oxygen or it need air. So we can say whatever the thing. Actually, when it need to burn, they require oxygen or you can use it as air. So that is the second point. Now we are going to discuss the other importance. The third importance is this. We know this air is moving from one place to another. So because of the moving air, actually our weather is getting different. That means somehow it's summer, then later it will come to winter, rainy season like autumn. All these weathers are coming because of the movement of air. So we can say moving air helps in formation of different weather. So the thing is this, moving air helps in formation of different weather. That is the third point. That means air is continuously moving, and because of the movement of air, there helps the formation of different weather. So that is the third point. And the fourth point is this, we are using the air in football, tires and all. So that is the fourth importance. That we can use air using football, tire, etc. That is, we know within these tires and football and all, we are filling air. If there is no air, what happens? It is not possible to move it like that. So the thing is this is one of the importance. That means it is one of the use of this air that we can fill this air in football, tire, etc. That is the fourth use. And the fifth point is this. We already mentioned about the windmill that we studied in the last chapter. What is this windmill? We know for this windmill, it is having some sort of leaf like this, and it will rotate, and after the rotation what happens? They produce electricity. So the thing is this, who is rotating these leaves? You can either call it as leaves or blade. So who is rotating this blade? Is it rotating by itself? No. There it's rotating with the help of wind. And what is the wind? Wind is the moving air. So the air is came there. So we can say this is also one importance or use of air. That means the air can rotate the blade of the windmill, and because of that rotation they produce electricity. That means the hero is who? Air. So that is the fifth point. Air rotates the blade of windmill. That is the thing. The air rotates the blade of windmill. That is also one use or importance. Now the sixth point is this. This air moves the parachute, kite, etc. That means this is the movement of air. The movement of air will move. It moves kites, parachutes, etc. So these all are the importance of air. We said that the first importance of air is this. It helps to breathe. Then we said that it helps to burn. The third one is it helps to change the weather. Then we said that we can fill it in the football, tires, etc. Then the fifth point we said that the air rotates the blade of windmill. Then it moves the kite, parachute, like all the things. So this is all about the importance of air. So this is the importance. Here you just want to remember 3-4 points about the importance of air. This is also very important. And so the next is this. Next topic is properties of air. We are just going to start this topic and we can continue in the next class. So properties of air. That means what are the specialities of air, or what are the characteristics, what are the character of air. That is the meaning of this topic, properties of air. The first property is this: air occupy space. Air occupies space. That means air needs space. So generally we can't see this air, but we can feel it. When we are moving our hands, we can feel the presence of air around our hand. So don't think that we can't see this and so it do not need any space. Actually, I want a particular space to stand here. In the similar way, the air also need its own space to stand. Like whatever it is. For keeping this paper on my hand, it need a particular space. In the similar way, the air also need space. For that, within your textbook, they just mentioned about one activity that you can do in your home itself. Very simple thing. So, the activity is this. Just take one bucket and fill this bucket with water. Just take one bucket and fill it with water, normal water, cold water. And so, take one glass. Take one glass and put that inverted. That means we want to take a bucket of water and take one glass and put that inverted to the water. That means I don't want to put it. I want to hold that in my hand. That means I am just putting this glass like this. What happens? Do this water will enter to this glass? No. The water will not enter to the glass. Why? The reason is this. Within this glass, who is there? The occupied air. At first, within this glass, the filled with air. And so the thing is this, when we are dipping this glass inside the water, don't tilt or nothing, we are putting this straight. What happens? Inside this glass, there we have air, and so when we are putting it straight, the air is not able to escape from this, and so this here all what contains the molecules of air. So the air is filled, and so that air not allow the water to enter inside, and so that's the reason why the water is not entering to the glass is this glass is full of air. And now I am going to tilt this. That means I am just going to tilt this glass. Now what happens? You can see bubbles. I am getting a sound. So the bubbles are formed from this. The thing is this, inside the glass, this air is getting escaped. This air, bubbles, getting escaped from the glass, and so that what happens? The water will enter to the glass. Just try this experiment in your home and just identify what's happening there. That's the simple activity for you today. You just want to do it and practice that, and you can see within the glass there occurs air, and when we are tilting that, what happens? The air is getting escaped from the glass, and so what happens? And then the water can enter to the glass. So within this activity or within the experiment, we can say that air occupies space. If this air do not need any space, then at first what happens? The water can simply move to the glass. But what happens? The water is not possible to enter to the glass. The reason is this air needs space. So that is the simple thing. So I think the next point we can discuss in the next class. So we are going to conclude our class, and you just want to go take the bucket, fill the water and take one glass and do this activity and just observe what's happening there. So this is all about today's class. We discussed about the importance of air and the composition of air and all the things we discussed, and now we are on the topic properties of air that we can continue in the next class. The further points are there, and this is all about today's class. Thank you.